Hey everybody, so first I go in with this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and I am putting that all over my face as you can see me doing. I'm just making sure that I'm rubbing it in flawlessly and making sure that it's smoothing all over my face, and then I go in with the Sephora Luminizing Glow Primer or luminizer, and I also put this like in the high points where I'll put my highlighter. Once that's all blended in, I go in with the Fit Me foundation powder. I'm not really sure what it is, but I put that all over my face as my base. I got this hack from Jackie Aina, like I want to say a couple years ago, and you just put it all over your face under like before all of your other makeup, basically. A very light layer, might I add. Once that's all on, like a very thin layer, I go in with the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Foundation, and I love this foundation. It's so good, like it's perfect. Once that's all blended in, I go in with 3 different concealers. I go in with the Milani concealer, the Born This Way concealer, and then the Makeup Revolution concealer. I'll have all the shades listed in the description box. And I am putting that concealer everywhere. I go in with the lightest shade on the outside of my eye and also in the corner of my eye. And I go in with like one that's close to my skin shade in the middle. Instead of using foundation, I just use another concealer. Here I am putting on a very light layer of concealer to contour with. It's the LA Girl Pro Concealer, and I think it's in the shade like Cocoa or something like that. I don't remember, but it'll be listed in the description box. I don't actually like this color. I think it's very like dull and dark and dry looking, so I don't use that anymore. As you can see here, I spray again. I spray a lot as I go. I'm also using the Rare Beauty blush. I do not like this shade. I only bought it because Blake, I think that's how you say her name, she told us like basically the Joy one. She was like, it's so good, but it turns out she was actually using Love. I hate the Joy blush by Rare Beauty. And this is just a Huda Beauty setting powder in the shade Blondie that I'm using under my eyes once I blend out this concealer. And I do brush the powder under my eyes away and my other makeup with the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. I use 2 different colors. I use tan for under my eyes and like around my face, and then I use hazelnut to contour with. Like I said, I'm going in with the hazelnut to contour. It's a very like light contour. It's not too deep. It's kind of perfect actually. And I do bring the contour into my eyes and like over my lid, because I just feel like I really like what it does to my face, like the color, just using it everywhere. If I don't use the Sephora Micro Smooth Powder, I do go back in with that Fit Me powder that I like did at the beginning of the video to contour with. Just bringing like warmth back into my skin. It's like perfect for that if I'm not using that Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. Now, this blush is my favorite blush. As you can see, it's so beat up. It's the Milk blush. I just bought like so many of them because I love Milk blush better than any other blush I've ever used, including the Rare Beauty blush. Milk just tops every other brand. And here I'm going in with the Fenty Beauty Fairy Balm in Rose Quartz or something like that. And I'm just going in setting my face before I go in with the highlighter. And I highlight all of the high points of my face. And I think I also put it like on my lid. This is my favorite lip liner. It's by NYX and it's called Cold Brew. I hated this lip liner at first, but I absolutely love it now. Like, I use it every single day. I cannot go without this lip liner. Like, take everything else, leave the lip liner. And here I'm just going in with a darker shade under like the light brown. Like it's not really light brown, but it's a lighter brown than the darker one, just to deepen that crease. And I do this kind of like for a natural everyday look, really. And let me just say that it's my Rere makeup palette. First off, that is my favorite all-time favorite makeup palette, and I wish they could like renew it or bring it back out, because my highlighters are so trash, because I've had that palette for years, like years. I am putting the Fairy Bomb by Fenty Beauty over my lid. I think I said that like earlier in the video, but yeah, that's the one that I'm using on my lids, not any of the highlighters from the It's My Rare palette, because they're literally all broke. And I always go in with the black eyeshadow for a liner, or for like to go under my eyes, instead of using an eyebrow pencil. And before anybody say anything, I try for the life of me to get rid of the harsh lines under my cheeks. They would not go away. Like, that's never happened to me before. And I learned from that mistake. So for future references, just know that never happened again. And the look came out good, but yeah, overall, it still looked pretty.